Welcome to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we speak up and speak out about all taboo topics and make them normal and acceptable. You are invited to be curious, to try something new, and stay open to provocative perspectives. I'm your host, Simona Spark, a best-selling author, international speaker, transformational coach, and so many other things. Beyond anything else, I'm a woman who stopped following other people's rules and started creating my own. In this space, we are going to get naked by stripping away insecurities, self-judgments, and all kinds of limitations so we can reach in for the essence of who we really are, Bear. Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving. Thanks for listening. Hi, everyone. Welcome back for those of you that have been here before. And welcome to those of you that are here for the first time. I am very excited that you find me and then you find our podcast. And as usual, I want to start with celebration. Celebrating you, celebrating myself, celebrating everyone in our audience and our listeners. And today I'm celebrating with water infused with vitamin B. So cheers, everyone. Okay. So last time I told you I will come to you this week from Vietnam. That's not where I'm at. I'm in Cambodia. So hello from Cambodia. If you follow me on social media, I post a little bit about it. But I do want to share my story because it really seg into the topic for today. So I was in Bali. I have already purchased a flight to Vietnam with a layover in Singapore. And when I check in my bag, they asked me if I have a visa for Vietnam, which I didn't. So from my research and my understanding, as a US citizen, you don't need a visa in order to visit Vietnam. You get a visa on arrival at the airport, right? Apparently, that is not the case if you fly from a different country besides United States. So I'm still not fully clear how that works. Like if you fly from the US, you don't need a visa, but if you fly from another country as a US citizen, you do need a visa. So, so they let me fly to Singapore. And when I arrived to Singapore, I needed to figure out where I'm going next. Anyway, long story short, I book flight to Cambodia. My plan was to fly to Vietnam and from there to Cambodia, but the universe wanted me to get here faster. So here I am. And if that was not enough, I just want to tell you that my cards got blocked because I used them in Singapore. My one card didn't go and I was so confused because there's money on the card. And then the second one didn't go through. And here I am holding a line to, buy me dinner at the airport. And then they don't take American Express. So finally I found another shop where they take American Express. And then they email me to verify if I'm the one using the card in Singapore. So it was a whole drama with that, right? And then I got to Cambodia and they don't take card when you purchase your visa. So they give you a visa at arrival, but you have to pay for it. It's $30-something. And they have an ATM machine. So I was the only one in line that didn't have US dollar in hands. Apparently the rest of the people came directly from US and they have cash. So I went to the ATM and then I got the message that the ATM is out of money. So two ladies came and they invited me like outside of the immigration gate, right? So we are in the airport. Outside of immigration gate, they took me to the bank. So it's a bank and an exchange all together in one little office. So I give them my debit card, so they give me the money, the cash. When I come back to purchase my visa with cash in hand, I was stopped at the gate by this angry man that absolutely yelled at me and threatened me with being arrested because I crossed the border without a visa. And of course, I tried to explain that I did not run away. My suitcase and my handbag is still on the other side. I just did what I was told. There is no cash in an ATM. I need to go to this bank office to get the cash. Still inside of the airport, like few steps from this, checking point. So that was fun. They didn't let me move. I was like, what's going on? Nobody was speaking English. I have like 6-7 people around me, hands on guns. It was a whole thing, right? So they figure out, they yell at each other, they fight with each other, they point fingers, whose fault is it, and so on. And, they let me purchase the visa and just go in peace. Here's the thing that I want to explain to all of that. Not too long ago, going through the immigration, traveling, it was the most stressful thing in my life. For those of you that know my story or read my book, it was 8 years of process for me to become a US citizen. And I went through all the ins and outs of being an immigrant, of not being able to leave the country, before I got the green card. After I got the green card, you're allowed to leave the country and come back, but it was always like a separate line. You need to identify yourself with the green card. You're still not a US citizen. It's still a different treatment, right? So, and I never like it. It's always been like the one that they need to look into my handbag, or they need to, pat my body to see if I'm not hiding something. And this time was different. This time I was kind of smiling, and probably that's why they were like pissed off with me. Probably, I don't know. I will never know what they talk with each other, right? I don't speak their language. But I was calm. I was frustrated that there is another delay and it's another thing. And I just needed to get to the hotel, because now I'm 30 plus hours into traveling. I just want to take a shower and get a hot tea and go to bed. So that was, my impatient and just being tired. But as far as immigration and all the drama and threatened to be arrested and all that, it didn't scare me. And I wanted to hear that we get a point into our life when we are coming on the other side of a challenge, when we are working through some limitation, working through some challenges, and our identity shifts, right? We become a new person, as I keep saying it over and over again. And that was the moment for me. It's like, I know who I am. I know that I did nothing wrong, right? I know that I did not break the law. I didn't just cross the line and run out of the streets without the visa. But I also trusted that everything is going to be, okay, and it's going to work out sooner or later. It's going to take as long as it's going to take, but I have nothing to be afraid of, or to be concerned that I'm going to be thrown in some jail or whatever. Like, they try to like really scare me with all those threats. So when you know who you are, we don't get intimidating anymore. You see what I'm saying? And this is such a
good reason for whatever's going on in your life, in your soul, that makes you feel less than, or any kind of sort of not enoughness, you really have to do that work to get on the other side, because that not enough confidence, it's affecting your authority, it's affecting your happiness, it's affecting everything in your life, it's affecting your life. So when you do the inner work and you work through those things and you clean up those limitation and you upgrade your beliefs, you become that person that you really know who you are. I know we are keep saying, like in the promo, like pulling out the essence of who you really are bare. And the beautiful and the authentic and the real and the express. But if you could make your own list about what be means to you, because it gets to be bold, it gets to gets to stands for brave, right? So take this acronym and make it your own. No, truly make it your own and see what is my bare essence, and what are the spaces in my life, in my business, in my relationships, where I'm not feeling confident, where I don't know who I am. There is no reason to be confused or to have doubts or to be afraid. We are adults. We are adults. Like boogeyman doesn't exist. People don't get to scare us. People get to threat us with things, but we don't have to respond in a way that they expect us to respond, right? So we don't want to buy into that story. We want to stay solid into our own story, into our own identity. I want to invite you to look into your life. What are the events that you know it is your evidence that you work some things through? Because the events are repetitive. We are going through the same situations over and over again. And the way that we respond and the way that we feel when we are on that event is going to let us know if we work through those triggers, through those challenges or not, right? It's not that we're not going to land there again. Of course we will. I will go in another country and will be another immigration glitch, right? Or misunderstanding or whatever. But I'm no longer worried. Like this for me, as frustrated was in a moment for the delay, I was really grateful, because it was my evidence that, oh, after 10 years of just having a pit in my stomach every time I will go to immigration with no solid reasons, right? And now actually was all this misunderstanding, and I was not afraid. I was not nervous. I was just annoyed of the delay. That's it, right? So you could look into your life. What are those spaces that are you keep landing into the same spot over and over and over again, and see how do you feel? How do you react to those events? That will let you know what are the things that you need to work on, right? To pull out that bare essence, to actually stay solid into who you are. Your identity, very important. Your identity today. Just because a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, in a similar situation, you used to feel like this, you used to say like that, that doesn't have to be the case today. So that being said, I want to launch two invitations today. One is to know that the Bear Woman Retreat happens in January. So please open the description. I have it set for Bali again. So open the description. I truly hope that you are considering enjoying me in Bali in 2 months. Like, what a beautiful way to start the year, with giving yourself a vacation where you actually get to be supported and be in a very intimate container, to be supported with pulling your bare essence out and just let it come through, so you could step into your power and just have an amazing year, an amazing life. So please open the description and look at the details. If you have any questions, you know how to find me, any social media messaging, or just email me directly, okay, at transformation@simonaspark.com. And the second invitation is, if you're not already on my email list, I will really invite you to go on my website, and on the homepage, so you go on the website, simonaspark.com, and on the homepage, please subscribe to my newsletters. I'm not overwhelming people with a bunch of emails. My emails come every now and then, weekly, or sometimes every 2 weeks or a month, depends. If I have things to say and communicate to my people, I do. If I don't, I don't. The little things of everyday things, that's what I let them be visible on social media. If I have an event, if I have something, then I send the email to my email list. So you're not going to get 3 emails a day every day, okay? But the reason I'm asking you to subscribe is because I'm putting together in coming days, like very soon, hopefully by the end of the week. It's still a lot of work to be done in order to be launched. I'm putting together a huge, amazing, phenomenal invitation to my community, and I don't want you to miss that. So it's the space where I'm going to communicate about what this is about, the opportunity of collaboration, partnership, making money. Like, who needs an injection of money by the end of the year, like weekly? Yeah. Sign up for the email list so you could get all the details. I'm not going to put a bunch of posts all over because that's too much work for me. Like, you don't need to be there if you don't want to be there, right? But that's the space where I'm making my official announcement. So that's coming up in a few days. So for now, I'm just going to leave you with this. I'm going to invite you to look into your life and see what are the spaces that you land over and over again, and see if you notice any difference into how did you feel about it, how did you feel in the middle of that situation, and how did you react. And then from there, you get to decide if it's anything that you want to change or not. And if you want to change, of course, I will say go for it. Don't be afraid to look into, to pull out the beliefs that need to be tweaked or shift or upgrade or change or whatever the case might be, right? And I just wish you all to step into a space where confidently you could allow your bare essence to come through, because we really want to see your beauty. And when I say beauty, is like who you really are, with all the gifts and all the flaws. And I want to encourage all of you to show up authentically. We need more authenticity. I know every now and then, even when I talk, that I don't have scripts anymore, I find myself saying something and there is like some kind of sort of judgment of like, oh, you heard that from somebody else and you didn't come. Like, of course we didn't come up with everything. Of course we learn everything. So it's just like, am I truly believe in it? If it really come through me, that's authenticity, right? And then keep it real. It's too much fakeness going on, especially in the social media. Oh God. Right. And it's just distortioning everything. And it's just pulling like so many like unreachable standards, really impossible standards, especially for us women, right? And then again, if all of this are just solve and check, of course you're gonna be someone that is like fully expressed, that someone who is not afraid to say what they think and what they feel. Someone who powerfully is going to speak up and speak out for themselves and for those around them, right? All right, I will leave you here. I wish you an amazing week. Please go on my website and sign up for the newsletter. And of course, if this resonates with you and there is people in your life that you think they need to hear this little message, do share. Do share this podcast or the link or whatever works for you. And I will see you next week, still from Cambodia. And then we'll see what's going to happen from here. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. I would love to hear from you. What inspired you? What triggered you? And what interests you? Please join the conversation by leaving your comments and your insights. Explore more about Bear Experience at simonaspark.com/bear. I hope you listen, follow, rate, and review all of our episodes. I can't wait to have you back. Till then, be Bear. Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving.